The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios.
Hi, this is Mia Mosensia, also known as Mia No Time for Love. Check out my latest book, Missing, available in print and ebook formats on Amazon.
It's now time for the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios and sponsored by international award-winning author Mia Mosensia of Missing. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on over 40 podcast platforms, as well as hamiltonradio.net, Diamonds FM, and the MikeWagnerShow.com. We can be heard in over 100 countries, featuring over 1,000 well-known and amazing guests throughout the globe. And named one of the top 100 global podcasts in the New York Weekly Times, Hollywood Entertainment News, Los Angeles Weekly Times, Apple, and Chartable. So sit back and relax and enjoy another great episode of the award-winning Mike Wagner Show.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs at below the competition rate. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, time to give official shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Mosensia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you'll love Missing by Mia Mosensia, available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, 1 target, where truth is illusion and those you love will be the first go missing. It's available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing by Mia Mosensia has garnered great reviews and even love endorsed by Howard celebrities, including Joanna Cassidy, Forbes Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today for Goes Missing by Mia Mosensia, available on Amazon. Also, check out the Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com and over 40 podcast platforms in over 110 countries, including Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartradio. Also, Anchor FM, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Audible, Apple Music, and more. Also on hamiltonradio.net, Oldies Radio, Diamonds FM, and more. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. And for great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com and check out the Mike Wagner Show podcast. T-shirts, pop sockets, throw pillows, tote bags, hoodies, baseball gear, and more. Makes great gifts 24/7 for your loved ones. Amazon.com and check out the Mike Wagner Show podcast. And for more great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com/Mia Mosensia for great books like Missing, Once, and Wrinkles. Also T-shirts, pop sockets, hoodies, phone cases, and more. Amazon.com/Mia Mosensia. Check it out today. Also support the Mike Wagner Show on Anchor FM, PayPal, themikewagnershow.com. You can buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com at the Mike Wagner Show. Make sure you do so today. We're here with 3 terrific comedians here on the Mike Wagner Show. And this involves a brand new series bringing 3 Asian American immigrant comics together, each sharing their personal journey to America as immigrants. We'll talk about that. And we have a lady who was smuggled from the Philippines by her biological mom, becoming her hope for the American dream. We also have another who was adopted by a white family and sent home and sent with a cookbook. And also we have another who learned English by watching Sisteract. And I hope Whoopi Goldberg is watching this one, maybe just be inspired by this one as well, too. And live, ladies and gentlemen, from the Plus Studios in beautiful downtown Los Angeles, we have 3 amazing comics on there, all coming together, sharing their stories in a series called Asianamericaneyzd, an immigrant comedy special, which is on the Real Women's Network, which debuted last month. Ladies and gentlemen, these are very multi-talented people. Nicky Endres, Ana Parsons, and Aidan Park. Guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us today.
Hello.
Excited. Hello. I want one of your pillows like yesterday. I can't believe.
Well, you know something too? I don't know if you guys like to do some shopping. Tote bags are available too. If you got some pets like a little chihuahua or throw a kitty cat, you can put them in tote bags so you don't escape and everything. I mean, they do make great conversation pieces, I'll tell you. So
I want to put a pillow in there and a copy of Missing.
Oh, there you go. You know what? I think that's a great combination. I love that. We'll definitely get something out to you. So you guys all come together in a brand new series, bringing all of you guys together, together, each sharing their personal journey to America as immigrants. And let's start off with Anna. You were smuggling from the Philippines by your biological mom, becoming a hope for the American dream. And of course, you're actress, comedian, writer, producer. You appeared in Adam Ruins Everything on True TV and The Affair, Dexter on Showtime, and also worked with Labyrinth Theater Company, stand-up comedy with David Arquette. And of course, we also got Aidan as well, too. Learned English by watching Sisteract. And it was a funny movie, by the way, and also a highlight of Whoopi's career. And you're also a comedian, best-selling actor, keynote speaker. Also, you were in Totally, Street Fighter, Trauma, Jeremy Lin, of course, The Art of Being Yay. And we also have Nicky, a really unique story, adopted by a white family and sent with a cookbook. And you make me hungry, by the way. I love cooking. And also, you're Asian American, non-binary, trans feminine, queer actor, comedian, voice artist, audiobook narrator, involved in One Day at a Time, The Dropout, NCIS LA, and Venimo, and more. And we're here to talk about Asianamericaneyzd, an immigrant comedy special on the Real Women's Network. And before we talk about that special, guys, tell us how it first got started. Take turns.
Wait, what's the question?
Yeah, tell us how it first got started.
Like all of us, like this project, or just all of us in...
Well, let's just go one at a time here. So who wants to go first?
Anna, go first.
Okay, yeah. So it came together because I met Nicky in an acting class, and Aidan and I met on set many years ago. And actually, Aidan was our inspiration to start writing comedy because we've been auditioning a lot in Hollywood, and we were like, we just need to tell our own stories. And so I just had, in a meditation, it came to me. I was like, oh, we're all immigrants. Like, why don't we come together and do something special with our stories and create something that that is unique in its own way? And so that's how it happened. And I pitched it to them, and they were excited. And we made it on a no bones budget. We did it ourselves. People came and just gave their time. And it's incredible how far it's come. And I'm excited to share it.
That's really interesting. And Anna, tell us how you first got started in the business.
I studied in New York City. I studied musical theater, so I got a degree in jazz hands, which took me really far. That being sarcastic. Yeah, so that's what I did. I was a total theater nerd, and then I moved actually to LA to be close to my family, and I've just continued to do theater and TV and commercials. And then I started doing stand-up, which allowed me to start writing, because my belief is we have to create the change that we want to see on television, which for me is people of color and very Filipino. So that's how it's evolved, and I'm still at it, guys. I'm still at it.
Mm-hmm. And did your mom manage to achieve the American dream when you got smuggled in by your biological mom?
She did. And amazing. I think I talk about it in the special. I feel like she is watching all of us right now, and she's here and so proud of what we did. Yeah. So it's really exciting. And I'm really proud of this. My family's proud of it. Yeah.
That's rather interesting as well, too. And what was it, one precise moment that simply influenced you into what you're doing for the rest of your career?
Well, those 5-cent residuals that I get, those are really exciting. We all love those, right, guys?
14 cents.
Yes. 14 cents. I think right now, because I've been so focused on writing, and I write a lot of spec television, again, around the Filipino-American experience. And one time I had a reading of a pilot that I wrote called The Asian That Didn't. And we had the reading, and a Filipino, a dance troupe. I used to dance in a dance company. He came up to me and he said to me, you're telling my story, because he was gay in Texas, Filipino. He didn't fit in. And he was crying, and I started crying, and I was like, wow, I wrote this thing, and he heard it, and he felt seen. So how powerful is storytelling? So that is one bit that keeps me going, and I'm excited to create more.
That's rather interesting too. And Nicky as well too, that Asian American, non-binary, trans feminine, queer actor, comedian, voice artist, audiobook narrator as well. And you also had a really unique story as well, too, adopted by a white family, and you're sent with a cookbook. And, tell us about how you got started in business and what was the name of that cookbook? And so you're making me hungry already.
Oh, yeah. Oh, the cookbook was beautiful. It was this Xeroxed pamphlet with staples in it. And it was called Korean Cooking.
Ooh.
It was, it's an import. It's an antique now at this point. But I think it's, all jokes aside, I was adopted as an infant. And I think that, the adoption agency had prepared for older children who had already become accustomed to, Korean cuisine and grown up with it, to have an easier transition into, Europe or America in the West, where I grew up, there was no Asian grocery store. I had, a lot of the ingredients that were, replacements. And so it ended up tasting good, but like a Western fusion sort of American. Wow. Very Asian American, actually. Like my mom did her best. I loved it, but it was not authentically Korean tasting. But yeah, I got started. It's always funny exploring this question for artists. For me, being an artist is an existential imperative. And I think before I had any language or wanted to or identified as an artist or an actor or performer, it's just a natural inclination. I had an affinity for making people laugh and I think about it as curating emotional moments. So whether it was, dancing on the coffee table, pretending to be Michael Jackson, or, hopping around on a broom, pretending to be the witch from The Wizard of Oz. It was always something. I had a big imagination and I have and still am relatively shameless about self-expression.
That's really interesting. And what was it one precise moment that simply influenced you into do what you're doing for the rest of your career?
Oh, you know what? Let me say this one. I came out as trans like midway through at this point, after several years, building a resume in TV and film, as a cisgender gay boy. And it was my first guest star on a show called Sullivan and Son on TBS. And the breakdown, which for non-Hollywood folks is kind of like the casting notices that go out. It's like a Jobs Wanted. it's our version of Jobs Wanted. And then you like apply by auditioning. And this audition was described as a quote, drag queen, unquote. And it was like one of those, gender confusion jokes, which these days I think is a little problematic. But, at the time they were trying something. And I booked it. It was my first guest star. It was a sitcom. I love sitcoms because I feel like they're a good blend of the live theater and TV and film. And the casting director came up to me like on set and just expressed how grateful she was that they had found me. And she said something to the effect of, we didn't really know how to describe what we were looking for. And we saw a lot of funny gay guys, but, you came in and you were just a girl. And that to me was like what I didn't know I needed to hear it. But as a person who does not experience dysphoria in my body, like I like my body, but being a trans person, I wanted to live as a different gender than I was assigned when I was born. Having that kind of feedback and having someone see the real me inside, someone I didn't even know, no friend, not a friend, no one with any vested interest in my happiness or well-being, just somebody with the kind, honest word, really for me, signaled for me it was time to come out and that I really was trans. And so that changed the whole second chapter of my career, and I ended up having to really kind of start over. I didn't work for 5 years, and then I just started again with co-stars and have been, building back up into guest stars and regular, or going for series regulars this pilot season. So it's been kind of a double journey for me. And but that moment I do hold and treasure as a significant turn.
That's a very interesting journey, I got to say that. And then, Aidan, let's go over to you here. You're a comedian, best-selling author, keynote speaker. You've been totally Street Fighter, Trauma, Jeremy Lin, Art of Being A. You learned English by watching Sisteract. And tell us how you got started in business, besides watching Sisteract. So,
how I got started in show business?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I did a high school musical. And, what was funny? I moved to the United States when I was 9, and back in Korea, I was like a good student. I had a lot of friends and stuff, and I moved here, couldn't speak the language. I couldn't, I wasn't good at anything all of a sudden academically. And my mom actually got blackmailed into going across the country with the threat of being referred to the INS by this really awful man. And so I kind of lost everything. And so from 9 to about 14, I was very, very sad because I didn't feel like I was good at anything. I had no real emotional support. It was just very difficult being raised by my grandmother in government housing, And then I auditioned for a musical in high school. And then I was like, I got in the ensemble barely. I couldn't even go box. It was just pathetic. And I still talk to the drama teachers, and I'm just like, how did I get in? And I was like, I'm pretty sure they were just feeling sorry for me. Anyway, so I got in, and I felt like, I have something that I might be maybe kind of good at. And so it actually gave me a reason to live, I would say, because I really did. Like, even at that young, 12, 13, I was like, why am I here? Like, I don't even know. I felt so hopeless. So, yeah. So that's how I got started. And I loved it. It was fun. So I kept going.
A happy origin story.
Yes, it is. Very happy indeed. And of course, before that, you made me laugh. Literally, I gotta say that, being a comedian you see on stage. And Aidan, what was it one precise moment that simply influenced you into what you're doing for the rest of your career?
As a comedian or as like a performer? Or
just in general, like in your career. It can be a comedian, performer. Okay. It's up to you. The one precise moment
I gave
said
theater because I did 9 productions of Miss Saigon. I got pretty good at musicals, but I did 9 productions of Miss Saigon, and I was like, I don't want to see a 10th. So
I was looking for the number 10.
I'm not gonna do double digits of it. You know what I mean? Like, it's not gonna happen. So I was like, all right. So what can I do to express myself without having to necessarily, have to do another production of Miss Saigon? And I got into comedy, and I was like, this is it. So I decided to put all my eggs in the basket of comedy, stand-up comedy, and kind of move in that direction to lean into self-expression. That's kind of what happened. And I would say that was a defining moment.
That's really interesting. And guys, who are some of your favorite actors, comedians, and also movies and shows when you guys were growing up? So again, take turns. Who are some of your favorites growing up? Actors, comedians, like that.
Well, in terms of comedians, I'm like super old school. So I love the Richard Pryor, the Eddie Murphy, Raw. That stuff back in the day was just like, him in that red suit, just like swaying out, you know what I mean? Like, and I think that was the interesting thing too, as I think back on it, was his stories came from, this sort of a semblance of trauma with his like mom, like hitting him and stuff, but he found a way to make it really, really funny. So I'm like super down with the old school comedy. I love Mark Maron too. He's not very old school, but.
That's really interesting. I guess the slap takes on a different meaning these days after what happened at the academies.
Cool. Yeah.
Okay, and Nicky or Aidan, go ahead. Who are some of your favorites growing up?
Margaret Cho definitely made. Oh, sorry, this is Nicky speaking. This is an audio medium.
It's okay. It's just like, Well, you can say it's just a group conversation. Go ahead. Go ahead, Nicky.
Okay, I'll go. Margaret Cho is my number one. I would say that seeing Margaret in her HBO special, and then and I'm the One That I Want, was one of those moments of an Asian person on television. And her show All American Girl was my sister and I were in love with that. It gave me the just the hope, the idea that someone like me could be on TV or even be successful in this business at all. And also just her sense of humor, her raunchy, sex positive, gay, inclusive, just a brand is very much my sense of humor. And I would say, if anything, it took me a really long time to develop my own comic voice because I was so in love with Margaret and her material. I didn't have anything original to say. I was just really good at retelling all of my favorite Margaret Cho jokes. And then these days, my favorite comics are inspired our special, Ali Wong and Hannah Gadsby.
Wow, that's really interesting. I seem to like that. That is amazing. And then Aidan, how about some of your favorites growing up?
Margaret Cho. Actually, when I first moved to the U.S., I was 9, and I saw her on TV, and I was like, "Oh, there's Asian people on TV in the U.S. Who knew?" Really. And we went on to perform together, Margaret and I, and she ended up writing the foreword to my book. And so it was a really big winning moment for me, actually. And because she influenced me a lot, being a little in-closet gay boy in San Francisco, watching our specials was really special. Watching our special was really special.
Very special, special. Yeah. All right, go ahead. You continue.
I'm just going to tag on that Margaret actually did watch our special and let Aidan know that she thought it was wonderful, and so I think it meant a lot to all of us, the fact that she took the time and liked it. So
wow, that's interesting. And Aidan, you can continue with your story as well too.
What was the question?
Now, some of your other favorite comedians growing up.
You know what? I watched this Paula Poundstone special, and she just ribbed the audience. And I'm a very audience work heavy comedian, which I have to rein in for the specials, which is proud half my show. So, but Paula Poundstone just went at the audience like that was her thing, and so I really loved that approach. So yeah, Paula Poundstone.
Paula Poundstone, that's interesting. I remember watching her as well too, and I think we saw her at a comedy club, that and Judy Tenuta, and I think Carrot Top was in his younger days. And well, I have to say one thing. It's like, watch who you're heckling because that person could be famous. And of course, we'll talk about the special you guys all coming together, Asian American Eyes, in just 1 minute. But first, listen to the Mike Widener Show at the MikeWidenerShow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at SonicWebStudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking your budget, Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. It's 1-800-303-3960 or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Widener Show. Get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, time to give official shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Widener Show, international warring author Mia Molson-Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you'll love Missing by Mia Molson-Zia. Available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, 1 target, where truth is an illusion and those you love will be the first go missing. It's available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing by Mia Molson-Zia has garnered great reviews and even loved and endorsed by Howard celebrities, including Joanna Cassidy, Forbes Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today. Fergo's Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon. Also, check out the Mike Widener Show on over 40 podcast platforms and over 110 countries at the MikeWidenerShow.com. Take us with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Widener Show on the YouTube channel. Follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. And for great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com and check out the Mike Wagner Show podcast. And for more great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com/MiaMolsonzia for great books, merchandise, and more. Amazon.com/MiaMolsonzia. Check it out today. Also support the Mike Wagner Show on Anchor FM, PayPal, themikewagnershow.com. You can buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com at the Mike Wagner Show. Make sure you do so today. We're here with three terrific comedians here on the Mike Wagner Show. Call themselves the Asian Comics. It's a brand new series bringing three Asian American immigrant comedians together, each sharing their personal journey to America as immigrants. It's called Asianamericaneyzd, an immigrant comedy special featured on the Real Women's Network. We have Nicky Endres, we have Ana Parsons, and Aidan Park as well, too. We talked about their stories and how they came together. And of course, you just have like a really, really common theme as well, too. And just coming together, sharing stories, and also the fact that sharing stories alike and, the making of the special and everything. And I guess what was just the inspiration and the reason behind this as well, too. It's being directed by Felipe Figueroa as well, too. And I mean, just really heartwarming as well.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, it was like, again, it was a thing where I think I pitched it. We all, I pitched it, and we all came together, and we had about a year-long process of rehearsal and rewriting things and making sure things were fitting, taking things out that didn't work. Just coming together as a team and putting it all together. And we actually shot it a week before the pandemic. So, I mean, a week to the day, like the week it shut off a week after, and we were like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that we were able to get this shot, because had it been a week later, it, wouldn't have happened. So it's practically a miracle. And now that it's out and people are really responding to it, it's awesome.
Mm-hmm. And Nicky and Aidan, you can also chime in as well, too, from your perspectives.
Yeah, yes, and I uncovered it all. But yeah, it was like 6 days. And then LA locked down and the pandemic. So it was a whirlwind. And I guess funny story for me, I had calcium deposits in my right eyelid, which I had to go to the emergency room and get removed a day before we shot.
Oh,
so
no.
So I was having anxiety thinking, oh, we should reschedule it. And I changed my outfit, my makeup, everything. I just made everything red because I figured, if I'm just in a bunch of shades of red, maybe no one will notice that one of my eyes is bloodshot. And so it's just the juxtaposition between like that happening right before we shot and then the pandemic. I was just happy that I could be present and hanging out with my friends because I, devolved into a puddle of anxiety for a year afterwards.
That's so interesting. I'm sitting here going, oh, that's a good trick. Is that what you do? Like, is that like if you have a red eye, like you just were red? And then
I think it worked because like when you watch it, it's not like it pops out at you.
No.
But like I was going to wear like a blue frock. I was going to like have my hair done differently. And I'm like, no. We have to just everything monochromatic.
With your teeth, red, white, and blue, to America.
Red, white. Oh, there you go. And I want to tag on that when we were shooting a special, I don't know if you guys had this happen when you were working up there, but there were moments that I think, especially at the end of my set, where you're in the moment and you're telling the joke, but like I think the beauty of what our special does is it's not just haha, it's haha and cry. It's like it connects to you and it like tugs at your heart. So I had this moment where I was like, at the end, and I'm saying mahal kita, I'm saying I love you, my mom, as my mom, and I'm looking in the audience, and I just see people in tears. Like I just see them like so moved by it, and that was just incredible, because there's nothing like that where, in the sense of like you expect a comedy special to be like, haha, you're gonna walk out and it's light, but people were like, oh my gosh, this is a night of storytelling. This is like, and this like it connected to them. So that was it was pretty beautiful.
Yeah, that's a really good point. And you talked on that earlier, Anna, just the power of the storytelling. And we've all said, how seeing someone like Margaret Cho on TV when we were younger, I mean, the visibility, it can't be taken for granted. I don't think that we can overstate the importance of how the stories we tell reflect what's going on in the world. And when people are left out of that, of participating in that, there's this whole chunk of human experience that is left invisible, and untold. And the best stories, I think, are universal human experiences and the diversity of specific details that come in from different perspectives, whether you're, no matter your gender or your race or your religion or upbringing or age. Like, the best stories are all going to have that core heart, I think. And the exciting, fun part for me as both an artist and an audience member is to be surprised and feel deep feelings told from many different perspectives. I think that's the most beautiful part, and of the human connection and storytelling. And that was one of our artistic goals. And I think we really delivered on that. I'm really proud.
That is quite interesting. And of course, Aidan, you can also, chip in as well too, like some of the stories you shared and everything else, and, how you connected and everything. And I gotta say this, like, you've got great potential to be one of the best comedians out there. So, and if you want to just do a little comedy skit, go at it. So,
well, yaka yaka yaka,
yaka yaka yaka, yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you. I have personal. This is meaningful because Anna and I met in 2009 being extras for a music video called "I Love College." When we looked like college students, and I just moved to LA, and she was the first person I met, and we both did Shakespeare in a sea of just like college kids. Like, I want to be a star. And then she and I really connected over theater. And I met Nicky because I lost my partner. It was my first birthday. It was Anna's birthday party. And I lost my partner the first Anna's birthday after I lost my partner. And I was a mess. And I met Nicky, but we immediately were like, who are you? And we had
yeah.
What? Who are you? And so we all kind of did this thing together. We had this connection, and we met during a really challenging, for me at least personally, transition time. I moved to LA, and that's my partner, and I felt that, and so for us, the three of us, to stand together on this, meaningful, really meaningful on a personal level. Beyond us being Asian or us being immigrants, on a personal human level, really special to me, these people, So, yeah.
Yes, that's very interesting as well, too. And maybe some other stories you wanted to share as well, too. And also some of the more interesting ones, and maybe some of the challenges that you guys encounter, or maybe what are some of the things that you want the audience to come away with after watching the special?
Oh, there's so many things I want the audience to come away with. I think Felipe said it, and I'm going to badly quote him, but that, you feel like you're other, but just to remember when you're watching this, that there are others out there and that you're not alone in that experience. And I was joking the other day, and I talked about this in another interview, that I'd grown up watching John Hughes movies, and The Breakfast Club was one of my favorite movies as a kid.
Oh, I loved it. Yes.
Love The Breakfast Club. And there was something about the being in high school and not fitting in and just being a dork and not, just feeling very other, that he, in his storytelling, he's a white guy in Shermer, Illinois, writing the story. And I'm like, how do I connect? But it was that humanity. It was that feeling of oh, this is a universal feeling of feeling other. So I guess I'm hoping people walk away with that it's okay, you're not alone, and we all exist. We're all out here being other.
Yeah, well said. I just to yes and that. And double down on what I said before. It's I think that all of us bring our stories to that theme, but we're all really different too. And I love the overlap between the glorious diversity of experience, but the sameness in heart. And so, yeah, I hope people walk away feeling affected, moved, and like they had a really fun time with us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Of course, Aidan, you can go ahead as well, too.
Well, I just think the three of us really, we were pushed to put our hearts on the line and really push the edge here. And be funny. I don't know what's her face. Whitney Cummings said, our comedian's job is to push the boundaries and, to make you think. And then Mark Maron said, yeah, and don't forget funny. Don't forget funny. So we're funny, but really, our director pushed me. I mean, I was going to go a different direction with my thing, even up until the last day. Like the day before, I had a whole different set, and he was like, "No, I need you to push this." So it really had me delve into the heartbreak of losing a partner and getting HIV. Actually, that was a rough thing to share, and I've never done that before on a public platform. So we were all being pushed to really put our hearts on the table. And be funny. So and we did it. So yay. Yeah. I'm really proud of this. It's so awesome.
and something and that I think something you said, Aidan, and another thing that the power of the vulnerability, right? It's like there's so much power in being vulnerable and in being sort of naked in this way where we're naked and funny. But vulnerable. And like, that's how people connect. And I think that's how the special is going to connect to people, is because we are.
It is funny.
And it's funny.
Yes, it is. That's right. Naked and funny. I seem to like that. and then lastly, where can we find Asian American Eyes at as well, too? Where can we find all that?
So it's on the Real Women's Network, and you can rent or purchase our special there. And it's a streamer, and REELZ. Oh my God, you guys are
real as in movie real.
Movie real, as in movie real. And you can rent or purchase us, and then you can cast it on your TV and watch us on the big screen.
Okay. All right. We'll certainly check that out. And what's coming up for the Asian Comics and more? You listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Also brought to you by our official sponsor, The Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Molson-Zia Missing, available on Amazon and paperback and ebook. We'll be back with the Asian Comics of Nicky, Anna, and Aidan after this time out.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention The Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Hey everybody, my name is Forbes Riley, and I'm an American actress and a TV host. And I was delighted when I got my copy of Missing, which is Extraordinary Relation of Ordinary People based on a real life relationship. It's well written. It's amazing. It talks about a man who has lost his wife and his daughter, and it's very well done. I'm going to highly recommend that you go get your copy of Missing. It is a powerful, exciting read. Mr. Mian Moshe-Zia. He is the author of Missing. And I want to give a big shout out and a kiss all the way halfway around the world to my dear friend. Check him out at Mia's website. It's called www.miamotionsea.com. Missing, available on Amazon. Again, I'm Forbes Riley, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Hey, this is Ray Powers, and boy, are you in luck. Right place, right time. Tuned in to The Mike Wagner Show. You heard me.
We're back with the Asian Comics from Asian American Eyes, immigrant comedy special on the Real Women's Network on the Mike Wagner Show with Nicky Endres, Ana Parsons, and Aidan Park. And you guys have been absolutely fantastic. And what can we expect from you guys in 2022 and beyond, either as a group or individually?
So I'm Anna. I'm writing. So I'm actually polishing up a couple pilots that I've been working on. Both actually everything I literally write is about the Filipino American experience. So I'm working on a Filipino sitcom, and then another sort of dark comedy about being a failed Filipino because I didn't become a nurse. So I'm working on some TV stuff.
Okay, and Aidan.
Well, believe it or not, I'm going to be on. I'm going to be on the OnlyFans first comedy show because they're trying to break out of porn. And so they were like, we want you to do comedy. I'm like, okay. I passed for like okay looking. And I was like, yeah, I was like the third choice, but still, whatever. So find me on OnlyFans, guys.
You mean OnlyFans? I mean, is that it? It's like only your fans.
Do you know what OnlyFans is? OnlyFans?
Yes, it is. I'm familiar with it. Yeah.
Illegal? Is it censored? Okay, well, you know.
You know what? Maybe you two can answer that question. I'm just moderating.
I'm doing that. Please, I have a copy. I have my book, The Art of Being Yay. I have a wellness brand built around that about being happy. So follow me on platforms for happy, encouraging stuff. Read my book, and it's available on Audible and Amazon, and it was a bestseller with a foreword by Margaret Cho. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm building on.
Oh, that's fantastic! I'm certainly looking forward to it. And Nicky, what can we expect from you in 2022 and beyond?
Hopefully, a lot of TV appearances. That's not something I have direct control over. I just finished filming a guest star role on the show Good Trouble for season 4. That'll be coming out probably this summer. You can still catch me in The Dropout on Hulu, playing real life woman Ana Areola. And and I'm working on a bunch of audiobooks. So right now I'm recording a nonfiction about the evolution of drag coming out of Brooklyn in the early 2000s. I look forward to a lot of cool projects releasing throughout the year.
And certainly do so, and we're looking forward to it as well. And who do you consider biggest influences in your careers?
Oh my gosh, that's a big one. Biggest influences. I would say in terms of a writer for me, I would say, well, obviously Joe Coy, paving the path for Filipino American comics. And he also, everyone auditioned for Joseph, which is his new series on ABC. So definitely him as a writer. And I would also say primarily because it's a show that also has a Filipino protagonist is Miranda Kwok. Miranda Kwok, because she created the show The Cleaning Lady. And I'm also a nerding out fan of Phoebe Waller-Bridge. I mean, from Fleabag, because I come from theater, so it's like Fleabag, she created the show. She's a writer, she's a boss ass bitch. She's literally everything. She's a theater girl, and she creates television, and she acts. She's everything. Yeah.
Oh, it's amazing. And then Aidan as well. Or let's see, I'm trying to think. Who are we missing here for biggest influences? Do we cover everybody?
Oh, you know what? Let me go, because Phoebe Waller-Bridge is definitely a segue one for me. Love her work. Love Fleabag's one of the best shows ever, period. I would say my showrunners from One Day at a Time, Gloria Calderon-Kellett and Mike Royce, have been just amazing. They're both just amazing human beings and very talented. But also just what I'm in this oversaturated Hollywood market and age of streaming and social media. I've really kind of embraced branding. And I don't mean from a commercializing kind of point of view. I mean from a mission, vision, values, like CEO of my own self business as artist point of view. And that aligning and working with artists and professionals with a shared brand for inclusion and diversity and sustainability, about responsible storytelling, conscientiousness, and really not being proselytizing, but a little bit of edutainment in there, just to help infuse entertainment with a mission beyond just being fun. Those are the artists that I have most adored working with, the artists that I most keep in touch with, producers, directors, fellow actors, writers. And I think that working on One Day at a Time was really a highlight for me in terms of my development as an artist, and continues to be a guiding light for me today.
That is so amazing, guys. I mean, you guys got some great stories there. And what's the best advice you guys can give to anybody at this point?
Be yourself. It's so cheesy. I don't know. I think especially in Hollywood, and I think it's something Aidan said before many times is like, you can't be anybody else. You really have to embrace who you are. Like, I think that's, Aidan, you said you were teaching some kids in Pennsylvania where you are a class. And the thing is like, if you don't embrace who you are, you're just going to lose yourself in Hollywood. So, and I think that's especially what we did with this show was like, we really embraced our stories. We embraced our uniqueness. And we brought that to the camera and to this project. So, that's probably what I'd also tell my younger self.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. Go ahead. Who's next?
All right. I would say your emotions won't lie to you. Lean into them. You might make some mistakes, but you'll find in the long scope of things, listen to your emotions. If you listen to your emotions, you'll get there eventually. You might make a few missteps along the way, but that's part of the learning process. Don't ignore your emotions. Listen to your emotions. Lean into your gut.
Yes, definitely.
Or you'll be totally lost.
Yes, I should do that too. So
eventually.
Yes, definitely. I like that one. And Nicky, how about you? Best advice?
I would say be generous. Self-care is important. So, make sure you've got your own resources covered. But I don't just mean, fiscally or energy wise. I mean, just the spirit of generosity. I think that Hollywood can feel, and it is, rather competitive. And it's easy to get stuck in a mind frame of starvation mode and pettiness and insecurity. And none of that helps your art. None of that helps you as a business person, as a professional. And networking isn't about finding people who are going to help you. It's collaboration and networking. For me, what has really helped reframe things for me is thinking about it as collaborative solutioning for puzzles that a lot of people have. And, is what I do going to contribute to the solution for your puzzle today? Maybe, maybe not. How about this other puzzle tomorrow? Maybe we're a perfect fit. And connecting other people whose work I love and believe in with, like minds and kind of spreading that love around. And that has really, in a very difficult up and down emotional roller coaster of a career, really given me a guiding light and a community of people that I love to work with and love to collaborate with. And so that's something I'd tell my younger self and any artists coming up, because it's, we're really oversaturated in content. And I think it's, just looks and talent are never going to be enough for that,
Mm-hmm. And that's a really good point as well, too. So once again, the Asian Comics, Nickyendres, Ana Parsons, and Aidan Park on the Mike Wagner Show with Asian Americaneyzd and immigrant comedy special on the Real Women's Network. Guys, a very big thank you for your time. You all were absolutely fantastic. Loved you guys. Looking forward to having you again soon. Make sure you keep in touch, keep us up to date and everything else. Once again, tell us about your upcoming projects. What are your websites? How do people contact you? Where can people purchase or check out Asian Americaneyzd and more?
I'm anatuasonparsons, ANATUAZONPARSONS. That's at Instagram and Twitter. And I think Anatuasonparsons actor for Facebook. I have a website, anaparsons.com. There's always just Google in general. Just Google you and me. Yeah, that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at.
Okay. All right. Guys?
Oh, you can find me on all socials at Mix Nicky E. That is MXNICKYE. And my website is nickyendres.com. And you can catch we cross-link to everything. So if you find one of us, you will find Asian Americaneyzd. You will find the rest of us. Just Google it. It's great. We try to be very discoverable.
And that's a good thing. Aidan, where can we find you at?
Well, at one of their platforms and at Aidan Park Show check out my website, The Art of Being a Yay, where you'll be able to, get on my newsletter. There's a Feel Better newsletter that goes out every week and lots of helpful tips and fun things, and get a copy of my book. And don't forget to get a copy of Missing.
Yes, or you'll go missing.
Yeah.
So
Get Missing and The Art of Being a Yay. Yeah.
Yes, that's right. What a combination. Guys, a very big thank you for your time. You guys are fantastic. Looking forward to you soon. Keep us up to date. Keep in touch. Love to have you back. We wish you all best. And guys, you've got a great future ahead of you.
Thank you so much, Mike.
Cheers.
Thank you.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Hey everybody, my name is Forbes Riley, and I'm an American actress and a TV host. And I was delighted when I got my copy of Missing, which is Extraordinary Relation of Ordinary People based on a real life relationship. It's well written. It's amazing. It talks about a man who has lost his wife and his daughter, and it's very well done. I'm going to highly recommend that you go get your copy of Missing. It is a powerful, exciting read. Mr. Mian Moshe Zia. He is the author of Missing. And I want to give a big shout out and a kiss all the way halfway around the world to my dear friend. Check him out at Mia's website. It's called www.miamoshenzea.com. Missing, available on Amazon. Again, I'm Forbes Riley, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to The Mike Wagner Show. Brought to you by international award-winning author Mia Mohsen-Zia of Missing, and powered by Sonic Web Studios. Be sure to join us again on over 40 podcast platforms, and of course on the MikeWagnerShow.com, HamiltonRadio.net, and Diamonds FM. Don't forget to support our program with a generous donation at the MikeWagnerShow.com. Thanks for listening.